Hi, Alan here, RVAcrossAmerica.net, and this post is going to be at RVAcrossAmerica.net/RV show. As you can imagine, I was at the RV show this past week. They had one in Sandy, Utah, and I've got some impressions to share. I've got some photos to share. So as always, my post is going to be engaging. It's not going to show off all the pretty new campers in general. It's going to show off some other aspects of campers that I think you're going to find extraordinarily interesting. You know me, it's not going to be your typical take. Before I go there, I've got to share. It's Sunday morning. It is February 26th. Had to check date. Hard to believe February's almost over. The weather here is unbelievable. We just had about 30 to 40 inches of snow fall up in the mountains. We had 18 inches of snow fall down here in Draper, and I do have a very recent post on RVAcrossAmerica.net that talks about that. And it was a blockbuster, and we're not done. As we approach and enter into March, it looks like there are winter storm warnings up for the surrounding mountains for probably another 2 to 4, maybe 5 feet of snow over the next 4, 5, 6 days. It may add up that much in the upper Cottonwoods. Certainly 3 feet at a minimum is going to happen by Wednesday of this upcoming week. And again, today is Sunday. My biggest challenge is getting up to the mountains and skiing it. I'm not a big fan of low visibility and low light, so I tend to wait for days where it clears off a little bit. And as you get into this time of year, the wind becomes more of a factor. I did get a day in on Friday at Snow Basin, and towards the end of the day, went up Jean Paul, which is their chair that goes up all the Black Diamond runs. I was determined to stick to Black Diamond, but I got about a third of the way down and saw a bunch of skiers go off through a gate into a double black area, and I figured out what the heck. So skied a double black off Jean Paul. Pretty proud of myself because I actually was connecting turns and being solid about it, especially on the Black Diamond. The double black's still a bit of a challenge, but I felt real good. I felt real good about it. Trying to get back up tomorrow on Monday, but we'll see. The forecast is heavy snow, high winds, and low visibility and low light. And cold. And cold. This week is going to be in the teens for high temperatures up in the mountains and in the 30s down here, down in the valley. The average high at this time of year is now getting up around 50 in the valley. And we did see that yesterday for a couple hours, but I don't think we're going to see that again for another 2 weeks, because the following week is now shaping up as being chilly and snowy again. But the snowpack is building, and it's looking really good for the reservoirs and the lakes. Okay. Let's talk RV show. So I went to the RV show, partially because I just wanted to see some of the vendors. I just wanted to see what kind of stuff they were selling and if there were any camping deals that I wasn't aware of or anything like that. Didn't run into anything all that exciting. Ran across a guy selling a TENS type unit. That's one of those little electric stimulation units for your body. They have their own variation of it for about 5 times the price of a TENS unit, so I passed on it. Nice guys, but typical show type salesman. It is what it is. So what about the show? They had about, I don't know, maybe a dozen dealers that were represented at the show. There were easily well over 100 campers. A lot of people wandering around, a few people sitting down, and it looked like doing deals. I was there on Thursday, which was the first day, so I'm sure that wasn't necessarily the buying day. But I got the opportunity to see all the hype and nonsense that I always tell my clients about, my Concierge RV clients. And it was all that and more. Virtually every camper that was there was brand new, and I would say 90, 95%, maybe 96% were not worth owning at any price. And again, when you go to my post at RVAcrossAmerica.net/RV show, you'll see what it is that I looked at and I looked for. And I give you some very specific advice. When you're looking at a camper, you can't always tell what's wrong with it. I mean, I know what's behind the walls, and I know what's going on with the chassis and how it was engineered, and all the specs behind it that, may be acceptable or are more likely not real acceptable. But there are things you can see. And I've got kind of a photo essay that explains it. I did run across a new company called Brinkley, And I've mentioned them, I believe, briefly before. I will be doing a more extended report on Brinkley because I had an opportunity to meet with one of the designers. And I do believe they're moving in the right direction. I don't think they're there yet, but I will share with you in detail my thoughts and feelings about Brinkley and some photos I took of a couple of different Brinkley fifth wheels. One is a fifth wheel camper, one is a fifth wheel toy hauler. So that's that. Did see some new outdoors RVs. They haven't changed. I still believe in the unit that I'm in. I'm very, very enthralled with it, even 5.5 years later. And getting ready to move on towards probably southeast Idaho in a few weeks. It just does not feel like the end of summer here. The sun's out at the moment, but it was snowing an hour earlier. And the wind is up, and it's supposed to be more snow later on today, and probably accumulating even here in the valley. And, well, I'm kind of over it. But the mountains were incredible. The skiing was incredible on Friday. Absolutely incredible. Haven't had a real spring skiing day yet, and it looks like that's not going to happen until the middle of March. So, so be it. But I'll take the powder. I've had 11 powder days this winter, including this past Friday. It was definitely a powder day, up to my knees and above at times. But go over to my post, rvacrossamerica.net/RV show, and let me know what you think. I think you'll find it to be very interesting information. One last thought, and I wanted to share this in light of the current RV market. I'm working with several different concierge clients right now. They're RV buyers, actually. So I'm in the process of sending them campers that I believe would suit their needs and are well built. And then I go out and speak with the sellers of those campers to see if we're going to learn more about the camper first and assess some of the most important aspects of it. Does it have water damage and how's it been treated and all that? But also to see their pliability and coming down on their asking price. And one of the things I'm finding is that the market is getting so soft that what I feel is a fair offer to make to a seller puts them into a position where they're upside down. In other words, they owe their lender, the bank, the credit union, more than we're offering. So they're going to have to, when they sell it, and some of them are having trouble coming to terms with this, and some just can't afford to come to terms with this. But they're going to be in a position where they're going to get an offer from a buyer like myself and my clients, and they're going to have to take that money and add to it several $1,000s. In one case, several tens of thousands of dollars, and pay off the existing loan in order to get out from under that camper. And that's not a real pretty position to be in, but it happens because of the way people buy these things. There are a lot of people that overpaid for them in the last couple of years, and prior to that, there are a lot of people that want to buy literally on zero down. When I would get done doing a deal when I was in RV sales working for a store in Casper, and the only thing I had to do was go back and tell the buyer that their offer had been approved. They were going to get it for the price they wanted, and all I had to ask them was, are you financing, and how much do you want to put down? The most common answer that they would give me is nothing. They don't want to put anything down. And when you do that, because of the way loans are structured, you put yourself in a very, very awkward position if you want to get rid of that camper anytime in the next 3, 4, 5, 6 years. It is what it is. Anyway, you have a great day.